Hello, my loves, and welcome to training number 3. This one is quite a biggie. Okay, you might want your journal for this one as well as your workbook. But today we are talking about fight or flight or stress responses in general and why your body is actually rejecting your goals and your intentions. Okay, so I'd invite you to have a little think first off, whether you have ever set a goal or ever made a plan to do something and then you've immediately felt anxious or panicked or you've frozen and you were like, yep, I really, really want this. And your body was like, absolutely not. You may have experienced this, like when you're going on a roller coaster and you're like, yeah, I want to go on a roller coaster. And your body's like, no. That could just be me. Um, Anywho, it's not about self-sabotage this, okay? This is all to do with your nervous system and your body going, I don't think this is safe. Okay. So if you've ever experienced, I'm going to say trauma can look different for everyone. Okay. I don't really like the word trauma, but just for the sake of this training, we'll go with it. But even like the small stuff, whenever we experience any life event that we don't feel is preferential, shall we say, your nervous system creates a blueprint. Okay. It will remember it. And your body will always remember what feels familiar, even if familiar is struggle, even if familiar is scarcity, even if familiar is disappointment, a little bit like what we were speaking about in our last training. So when you try to leap into your next chapter, or you try and do something new, you want to get out of that comfort zone because you know that's where you're going to grow. Your body then goes into one of the 6 key stress responses. Okay, you've probably heard of fight, flight, freeze. You might have heard of fawn as well. They're the ones you've probably heard of. For the purpose of this training, we're just going to focus on fight, flight, and freeze. But in the academy, we call all of these the frozen frequency, and we melt them because you want to turn the switch off. Because when you've gone through whatever event it was, and this could be an event right the way back from being a baby, even in the womb, which I'll touch on in a second, and you might have left that switch on. Okay, it's like going into your front room, seeing that there was something going on, having a fight, flight, or freeze response, and then leaving the light on. And then you've left the room, you've walked out of that room 20 years ago, but the light's still on. Okay. And that means your body is still in a place of survival. Your body's like, oh shit, we're still under threat because we've not turned that switch off. So we're in that constant survival mode. And if you're experiencing what is typically called lack, again, don't like the word lack, or scarcity in your life, whether that be financially or with relationships, with love, with connection, chances are you've got a stress response switched on somewhere. Okay. And we can't manifest what we really want when we're in that place of survival. And this has nothing to do with your frequency that was in the second training. Your frequency is different. Your nervous system and survival mode can be from, yeah, decades ago. And you will only create in your reality what your body feels physically safe to receive. And remember, for it to be safe, it's familiar, and the familiar might be a bit shit. Okay. So I'm just going to invite you to do a little bit of a check-in on this. Okay. And you are more than welcome to journal around this. I'd probably recommend that you just listen to me first up and just see what comes through for you. But if you want to journal on this afterwards, then by all means dive a little bit deeper into this. But our stress responses can be triggered at any point in time. And they could also have been triggered way back, even when you were in your mother's womb. And that sounds a little bit like, what? How? But you were still a being as you were growing in that womb space, right? You could even be holding stuff from previous lifetimes as well, but I'm not a regression therapist, so I'm not going to talk about that. But if we go back to the womb, what is your womb story? What was your mum going through when she was pregnant with you? Were you a planned baby? Was she in a happy relationship? This is where you are first taught or you're first shown, shall we say, whether or not it is safe for you to be. Because that's all that you're doing in that womb space is being. You're not you yet, but were you safe to just be? Or were there external threats going on? Okay. Or were you just safe to be? Were you welcomed? Were you nurtured? Were you taken care of? So that's the first time that you might have had a fight or flight switch turned on. You know, it's a miracle that you're even here. And there was even that combination of the sperm and the egg, that's 1 in a billion chance that you are here. That's a miracle in itself. But were you safe in that moment? And then when you were born, was it safe to be you? Was it safe for you to be a baby? Was it safe for you to have wants and desires? When you cried because you were hungry, were you safe in those moments? And then were your needs met? And then as you go through childhood, were you then safe to be asking for something? Was it safe for you to go to your parents and ask them for something, whether it was a toy, a drink, snack, whatever? Was it safe for you to ask? Or was it safe for you to take action and go and get something yourself? Was it safe for you to go and get cookies? Was it safe for you to go and take yourself to play outside? Or were you met with any kind of resistance or repercussions or punishments? And was it safe when you did actually receive, when you did get the toy or you got the Christmas present that you wanted? Was it safe for you to actually have that? Or did you have a sibling that just wanted to steal it from you? Or did you go to school and someone broke it? Okay. What were your lessons around that receiving? Because all of these areas are held in your body, in your nervous system. And by the way, your nervous system will regulate itself, right? Your body's incredibly clever. So we're not regulating your nervous system in the sense of getting it to do the things it needs to do to make sure your organs are all doing their job and that you're breathing okay and that you're living and your body is doing all right. We're looking at your nervous system from this perspective of your stress response. That's exactly what we're doing in the academy. We're giving you that safety and the tools to turn the switch off, to melt the frozen frequencies that you might have. So see if anything comes up for you in those check-in points. So was it safe for you to be? Was it safe for you to be yourself? Was it safe for you to want something? Was it safe for you to ask for something or to go and get it? Was it safe for you to receive? Okay. Also see if you can feel, if there's any time that your body pulls back from the things that you say that you're wanting. That's when there's a bit of a stress response there. And I see this a lot, especially if I'm working with other people who want to have their own business or whatever, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna like promote yourself, heaven forbid, and they're like, I can't be seen. It's a similar thing, like why can't you be seen? So does that come from one of these experiences where you're not allowed to be you? Were you not allowed to ask? If you're someone who is afraid of sales, chances are you've got a fight or flight switch turned on from not being able to ask or not being able to get. Okay. So see how they land for you. Any questions, do post them in the group as well. I know that I am currently, I'm trying to think actually where I will be at the time that this video lands. What date is this one going to land? Let's have a look. Am I away? Yes, I will be away, won't I? So this one lands on the 20th. So yeah, I'm in Thailand somewhere at the time of this. But do still please post your questions, because if I miss them at the time that you post them, we'll have a big Q&A at the end of this experiment anyway. So do please post your questions as they come up for you. Other people are there to help answer and support you as well. And you can obviously help support one another. So do post any questions that come up as you go, but continue to share your reflections, continue to share your journal, share your workbook, and I hope that you're enjoying this so far and that you're getting as much out of it as you want to. And I can't wait to see you when I'm back, but I hope you enjoy the trainings in the meantime, and I'll see you for the next one. Mwah.